Namaste. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Living Holistically. I am Linda Karim, and it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to have an opportunity to be with you, to sit with you, to talk with you one-on-one, because there's nobody that can come between you and the Creator. There are many ways and many paths to truth. We are based in truth, surrounded in truth, mathematical formulas, things that are beyond the physics, beyond the physical. One of those things is called the Medunete. And the Medunete is an ancient concept from which this flower of life emanates from. This is an ancient symbol. It's called the flower of life. And it is etched on the pyramid walls. This is a mathematical formula. This is part of our matrix, our being. This is a message to humanity for those who are seeking and finding the truth, the reality of themselves. Coming home to yourself is very, very important. Being yourself and resonating at the highest frequency, which is the frequency of divine love. Here with Living Holistically, we have an axiom. It goes like this: health follows a pure heart, like a shadow that never leaves you. And it's true. When you know that you are created in divine love and harmony and peace, and that your intelligence and your creativity is based on that love pours out through every pore of your being, because that's who you are. That's who we are. We are infinite love. And in expression of that love, we do many things. We enjoy ourselves. We enjoy our families. We enjoy our friends. We enjoy all the blessings that have been given to us, that have come down from the beginningless beginning, the infinite beginning. So the music that you heard in the opening of the show was from an ancient pyramid system that was used in order to evoke harmony and peace and tranquility in all the organs of the body, which should awaken your DNA, which should awaken you from your sleep, a sleep that has been induced by certain things. And I'm going to share with you what those things are. One is, how do you like this, Baba? Hi, this is Baba Archer, Reiki Master, and the master of many, many things. A reflexologist, entrepreneur, and businessman. And here's one of the things that is act as a endocrine disruptor in the body. Your body is a temple of the living God. You have to remember who you are. Remember it every moment, that you are God's representative here on earth. This is granulated sugar, and this inhibits normal brain function. Here's another one. His white buddy, his white friend. I went to the store and I bought this because I don't have this in my house. But for those people who have this stuff in their house, they need to go to your pantry or your kitchen cabinet and throw these little monsters out, which is all-purpose flour. Right. And if you mix this with water, what will you have, Baba?
Glue.
You will have glue. In fact, you can make paper, what you call it?
For wallpaper?
Wallpaper. Paper mache.
Oh, paste, yeah.
Paste. This is not for gravy. In fact, one of the sacrifices in Leviticus, when you didn't have a lot of money, you could offer flour as a part of your sacrifice, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because they have different things. Like if you have money and you want to ask the Lord for forgiveness, then you sacrifice a bull if you had the money. But if you didn't have a bull, you could sacrifice a cow. But if you didn't have a cow, you could sacrifice a goat. If you didn't have a goat, then you can sacrifice a sheep. If you didn't have a sheep, you could sacrifice chicken. If you didn't have a chicken, then you could sacrifice a dove or a pheasant. Or if you didn't have, you have to bring this to the temple, the old temple, the old Hebrew temple. And so if you didn't have a dove, then you bring flour. So the priest can make gravy. That's a joke. You can make gravy and have dinner after you finish praying, asking God to forgive you.
Is that akin to the transmutation? I noticed that when the priests from Nigeria were doing the animals and things like this, and I was asking, I said, why you do that and what does that do? And somehow, I didn't finish my lessons, but somehow I gleaned that what happens is that when the animal is dying and the energy is moving, the energy is tied to you in some manner and moves something with you. As that energy moves, you move with that. It's something there.
Those cultures do that all over the world. But let me tell you a story. Are you ready for a story? Once upon a time, there was this troublesome man. He was undisciplined. He had a great spirit. Now, God will take care of your spirit, right? You're straight with the spirit. But he had an unruly mind, and he didn't know how things worked in the universe, so he was always getting into something. Always some kind of conflict, some kind of issue, somebody was doing something to him. So he went to the spirit of a tree, and he went to the holy tree, and he impeached the tree to please do him a favor. He wanted to get a blessing. He wanted money, prosperity, women, and other things that people want.
You want the package.
Want the whole package. So the man said, if you give me what I want, I'll make a sacrifice to you. And so the tree gave him what he wanted, right? The man was so happy. The tree looked down the road. Here come the man with a cow, with a bull, with chickens, goats, sheep. He was going to kill them all. This is crazy. He was going to kill them all in honor of the tree and to express his gratitude for giving him a blessing. And so the spirit of the tree said, You're going to do what? You're going to kill the bull, the cow, the chicken, the horses, the pig, the dog. You're going to kill everything as a way to thank me, you know, for giving you a blessing? And the man said, oh, yes, I am. That's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to kill all these animals. I'm going to kill all these animals and to show you how much, you know, I appreciate it. So the spirit of the tree said, if you don't mind, let these animals live. You know, I couldn't use the animal flesh anyway. I am an evolved being. So the man said, well, what do you feed off of? He said, water and sunshine and fresh air. Now, this is a metaphysical story. Somehow, there are people whose belief system is trapped in sacrificing animals. They found a system that works. And in some areas of mental health, the state of mind of the client or the person is so violent that it requires something being killed.
Oh. Oh.
But everything else in nature, like the sunshine and the fresh air and the water, have a different kind of nature. They have a totally different nature. You have the billions of rays of light that acts as a nourisher, as a transformer. You know, it's just like I had a plant in the house, and the plant wasn't doing well. And I kept talking to it. I gave it some Miracle Grow. I loosened up the dirt around it, and it still wasn't doing well until I took it out in the sunlight, and it has grown tremendously.
That's what I noticed. I noticed that you're growing a crop out in the field. And so you got the well and you got the big spread thing, you know, shooting water everywhere. That crop will grow, boom, fine. But when rain hit it, it's a different thing. It's a different water. It's a different nature. Rainwater is a different nature from other water has come from underground. Rainwater comes through the sunshine and it do that thing. The other water comes from underneath and it has not been fully enlivened yet. It has traveled. But that rainwater, the rainwater do something else.
I'm telling you, and really for people who have this issue about water, sometimes it's good to just take a gallon of water in a glass bottle and put it out in the sunshine, and then let it stay out for 24 hours and shake it. Then you have charged up water. It'll revitalize your system. Oh, this is something. If you have this in your pantry, this will make you retarded. Any kind of white rice. So we have, throw out the white flour and the gravy. Don't make gravy. You will hurt people in your house. You will slow them down. They won't be able to think and problem solve. They may have behaviors. if you have any of this granulated white sugar, 1 teaspoon of granulated sugar will shut your immune system down for 8 hours. Right. It will make you depressed. This is all, everybody now on a diet. They love macaroni and cheese. This is made out of white flour. Don't eat this. Macaroni and cheese is not an African soul food dish. The soul involves the brain, the memory, everything you ever thought and experienced. This will shut your memory down. You won't be right. You'll probably eat some of this and then take a nap because your blood sugar level will drop. And this is not an African American traditional food. This is a weapon. This is no good for you or your children. So I don't care if you put it in, what do you call it? Mayonnaise, cow, and what? Egg, poultry, and the other stuff that makes up mayonnaise is not really good for you. This is, you know what? I went and bought this, but I've taken this back because I bought it for the show. I saved my receipt. I'm taking this back. I asked a woman, do you have any white bread? I haven't eaten white bread. Ooh, I'm not going to tell you. This is no good. Trust me, if you took this bread and balled it up, it would turn back into what?
Dough, I guess.
Dough, right? You won't be able to make some real dough if you eat that. It will slow you down. Slow down your intelligence and your creativity because your body is a temple of the living God. And let me talk to you about my organic garden that is producing beautiful tomatoes. So last year when I talked about fresh air, sunshine, eating the right food, I did not just talk about it. This zucchini came out of my garden. You see this? And at least 30, zucchinis came out of the garden, and it only cost me maybe $1.69 for 100 seeds of zucchini. And they will produce for you. Broccoli, now is the time. I just bought this to show it to you. This broccoli boosts your immune system by helping your enzymes. Now, a quick nutritional course for those women who are feeding their children inferior foods, expecting them to be brilliant, to have great memories, great attitudes. They can't because you're poisoning them. So in the name of all that is good in the universe, please abstain from these products. You have no obligation to the people who manufacture these products, and they are a nemesis to the community. Now, some of the diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes is not inherited. It's a bad habit. The kitchen is a scientific laboratory. No untrained personnel should be allowed in it. Right?
Yeah.
If somebody in your family is sick, The first person during doing this investigation, if somebody is in your family that's sick, the first person you question is who, Mama?
The cook.
The cook. If the cook doesn't know basic nutrition, basic hygiene, how to refrigerate the food properly, how to handle free radicals, what to do about leftovers, they should be thrown away. Not sit in the refrigerator for 2 or 3 weeks until you get back to it. By that time, it's full of fungus, mold, and bacteria, viruses, and all kinds of growth, you know. So we have to be forever mindful. In fact, during the time of Jesus, they were Jewish, right? Hebrew.
Who?
You know how the story goes. And so they had a kosher diet. And a kosher diet does not include white sugar, white flour, pasta, white rice, and white bread. Everything was whole grain during that time. The millet, the barley, and the other traditional biblical grains weren't processed. Isn't that true?
But everybody probably ate that.
Everybody ate that. Right. Everybody ate a wholesome diet until manufacturing.
Making things white is too energy intensive. Trying to make sugar white when it's brown or black, you're going to keep messing with it till you get it white. Everybody going through all that.
That's true.
And to make brown rice white, everybody going through all that. Just give me, I'm trying to eat now. You know, by the time you done beat that rice down and this and that, it's not.
Yeah, it costs millions of dollars to process and denature food, to take all the vitamins out of it.
Just like they strip the rice down till it get white, and then after they strip it down till it get white, then they take all the stuff they strip it in and spray it back on the rice. That's how it gets enriched. That's why they tell you the white rice, don't wash it, because you're going to wash this stuff off.
Oh my God, that's what they say, don't wash it.
Yeah, don't wash it, because it's been stripped and they spray it back on there. And I don't know what they spray. I guess it has become oxidized. So it's rice rust, I guess.
Well, this is not only what came out of my garden, because Jimmy Pratt is a master gardener out at Rockwood, and what he has done with the garden has been tremendous. He grew sweet peas until they were taller than you, Baba, and then cucumbers, potatoes, red potatoes.
Right here in Richmond?
Right here in Richmond. You know, and there are a lot of community gardens.
What does he use to keep the bugs out?
Oh, you can use, you take some egg yolk, right? Take a dozen of eggs and whip it.
Just take the yolk out, don't
No, you use a whole egg.
Okay.
Crack the egg, open it up, whip it. Scramble it, and put it around your garden. They hate it. Bugs hate it. You know. And then there are other natural things that they hate. You know. To create a natural barrier. Like for snakes, we had to put down sulfur. They hate, you know, because snakes will chase frogs. Frogs come into the garden, right? And so when they come into the garden, if you don't have chicken wire to protect it from deer, if you're out in the country, but if you had a garden inside the city, who would be the greatest predator?
People.
People. They were coming in. You grow your vegetables and they come in here and they say, oh my God, for me? Oh. Yeah. But there are a lot of people. I went down to South Hill, Virginia, and there was this cousin of ours who has 3 acres of land, and he grows food for the whole community. You know, because some communities are desert communities. That means that they are not, there's no supermarket and nobody is growing any food. But you can grow tomatoes in a pot, can't you? Mm-hmm. Cucumbers. Some people will line their sidewalks with tomato plants.
I saw a guy in Jersey one time. He was growing bushes and flowers and stuff like that. But he had a thing like, say if you take one block, any city block, just the street, from one side of the street to the other side of the street, and from corner to corner on the norm, that man pump out $1 million per section every year.
Now that's mathematics.
That's just like that. And he was telling me, because we were furnishing the water, we was doing the water systems for the guy, and so it was $1 million, one side of the street to the other, and from corner to corner. And it was like a tent, a covered thing like that, and he had all the plants inside like that. $1 million per. They don't take all that.
You are what you think. And if your thinking has not produced anything, then you need to change your thoughts. And changing your mind is just, can be done by, say, abracadabra, which means, to my friend Rosemary, according to her, it means I speak, I create what I speak. I speak and I create. And so the difference between someone who thinks about $1 million project and a person that doesn't is the thought process. Isn't that right? Mm-hmm. What are you doing with your brain?
It's just like in a fairy tale. When you write a story, the one that lives happily ever after, if you write your life story and fill it with your life dream, and you fulfill it, and you live happily ever after, that's success. It's very simple.
Well, tell me this: you've done a lot of traveling, haven't you?
Churchill, Southside.
Oh God. We have a mutual friend, Barbara Ann Tier. She was head of the National Theater, Black mm-hmm. Theater in New York, mm-hmm. right?
Yes.
You see what she did with her ideas, her dream.
She said her kicker was that with her sister rolled in from East St. Louis. East St. Louis is a place. East St. Louis is something. So her sister was business, Barbara was theater. Mm-hmm. They took the art of the theater and the business and melded them.
Wow.
And that's how she got off. They put the business with the theater. Mm-hmm. It's the same as if when you put these entities, when you yin and yang it on mm-hmm. that like the DNA, how it comes to the thing like that.
Double helix.
Yeah, when you do that, then you get the energy. Mm-hmm. And it's the same as if you take the hip-hop generation with the zest and the gusto to get that money, and you take the particularly in Richmond, the bureaucratic generation that work at City Hall and all them places, they're not independent thinkers. They're bureaucrats.
Right.
And so they have to embrace the independent business people, the kids, with what the bureaucrats have gained monetarily. They got the nice house and the car and all this kind of stuff. This day and time, the way of gaining monies that we had up until about 20 years ago, they are no longer in the factories. I've known times in Richmond where I would go through 1 year and work 9 or 10 different jobs.
Is that right?
Just like that. Here, another one. Just make a bunch of applications. I get this one, okay. I work a couple of months. Okay, this one should be coming through now. Get another one, another one, another one. Just like that. It was simple because it was plentiful jobs. Those jobs no longer here. They're in Afghanistan or somewhere. I don't know what all has been shipped out. So, people working at this company, that company, that company. Richmond was a factory town. Plenty of stuff. There was plenty of stuff here. So those things are no longer available. So don't expect the kids to come up like the parents did because the opportunities are not there for that. You can go to college, but you ain't got no job when you get out.
Well, I beg to differ because I think there's a nation. There's a nation. It's the largest nation in the world. Do you know what that is?
Must be China.
Your imagination. And imagination is wonderful. I think God always transmit billions of ideas for you to manifest, to bring into reality. And it's all involved in your abundance and understanding. There's an unlimited opportunity for you to express yourself and to create a job for yourself. Just for an example, the Malcolm X and the Betty Shabazz Foundation in New York at the Audubon, right? That institution is owned by Columbia University. Do you know what their annual budget is?
Whose?
The budget of the Malcolm X and the Dr. Betty Shabazz Foundation.
Who funds it?
Nobody.
Oh, ain't much budget there.
They have a budget, an operation budget of about $10,000.
Yeah, well,
There's no budget. But they have a fabulous building that workshops could be, going on all the time. Health, nutrition, political science. Columbia University could use it. To talk about African American traditional culture, the transition from, industrialization to entrepreneurship. There's a lot that you can do.
Yeah.
And you know what? We all have the strength and the power to manifest our own ideas, which come from the Creator. It's a matter of being connected. Now, how do you connect with energy and power?
Who connects with energy and power? To gain what? The connection is already there.
The connection is already there. The energy is already there. The power is already there.
So you have to consciate. You have to bring it. The materialism. Energy and power is some sort of materialism, though to bring it into more touchy-feely kind
into
of
manifestation.
Manifestation.
All right.
Yeah. So gotta be able to fathom that.
Mm-hmm. And it's infinite.
Faith.
Mm-hmm. Everything around us is an indicator that other people have thought about it, done it already. All right? So those principles are in place. One thing that is really helpful is to begin to follow a 21-day program. This is something concrete that everybody can do. For 21 days, get some 3x5 cards and write down all the ideas that you have been sent and have not acted upon. Right? Mm-hmm. All the things that you want to do. After 21 days, you look at those cards. That is your message. That is what you need to do. Not what somebody else is doing.
That's the Cinderella story. Happily ever after.
Well, what color was Cinderella?
Let me see.
What color is a cinder?
Kind of gray-like.
Black. Okay. So.
Oh, that's ash.
That's ash.
Say something. Okay.
So the thing is that in the ancient Egyptian system, there was a place called a Beit al-Haq. And the Beit al-Haq was a place where it was a hospital with no medicine.
Beit al-Haq?
Right, at the house of truth.
Oh.
Where you begin to tell yourself the truth. The truth that you are an infinite being. The truth that you are pretending to be finite. And one of the ways to do that is to tap your inner power. You know how to do that?
You have to be conscious of it. It's always happening, but to bring it to the forefront and to be subtle enough to heed the call, like the subtleness is go left, but if you don't listen to yourself, then you go right, you know.
All right, just let's get settled. And put your hands on your knees and smile. Look down at your heart. And relax every muscle in the body. One way to heal yourself, to remember yourself, your ancestors, your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandfather, going back millions of years, and how they manifest themselves to you, guiding you, helping you, teaching you. It's an inner journey. So the Beit al-Haq, you are the Beit. You are the house of God. You are the house. You are the temple. You're a beautiful temple. Speaking living words that will not come back empty. Your words go on ad infinitum, forever and ever. So when you speak, bring into your conscious awareness of the I am. I am opulent. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am wise. This is the way to create. You say it, abracadabra, you create it. So, yes, there are people who have factories, they have companies, they have businesses, but that's their business. Where is your business? Have you not been given all the talent, all the energy, and all the resources? Have you not been given that? You've been given everything. You've been given peace, joy, happiness, well-being. You've been given guidance, information. So begin to write down your story. Begin to live happily ever after. That's the Beit al-Haq. That is the tabernacle.
Oh.
That's the holies of all holies. You know, another word or definition for holy means happy. Do you want to see what the ancient Egyptian deity Happy looks like? Let me see. This is Happy. They tie together Upper and Lower Egypt. Upper and Lower Egypt. Well, Egypt isn't called Egypt. It's called Misr. M-I-S-R. Right? And so you have your lower self, if we can say that, for geography's sake. And you have the higher self. Now, to get them to work together, we've built new civilizations over and over and over again. For millions of years, we've been involved in creation, in mathematics, in chemistry, in astronomy, in physics, in marine biology, in all of the arts and sciences, languages, the development of foods that heal, really, because we need to get back to original foods. Simple things like, do you know what this is good for? Prostate problems. This is really, really good. This is something that's really good for... Is this a male or female plant?
Must be a male plant that got seeds.
It's a male plant. Yeah. But this is good for hormones. Yeah. So there are some things that you can do to make yourself happy. Can you give some ideas about how to make happiness so you can live happily ever after?
I like to sweat.
Oh, perspire. Do you exercise?
No, I like 100-degree temperature and about a gallon of water, and I'll sweat.
Really?
Yeah, it's really easy.
Let's turn that back. I like to listen to beautiful music. After activity, I like to relax. And I have to have a certain amount of time during my day just for relaxation.
Oh.
Your turn.
Ooh, what do I like? I like offering and giving. And it's taken so long to realize that, you know, I used to try, you know, back when I was in college, I would just try stuff. So I want to give you something, and I want you to have it, and I want it to do you good. And I want you to have all of it, 100%. I don't want anything out of it, nothing. And I have never, ever been able to accomplish giving 100% and not get anything. God always give me something. I can't get out of that. I try.
Well, you always waste. It's all about the giving and receiving. And I think that that's a law. That's the positive and negative energy working together as one. I'm wondering if there's someone. Hello? Do I pick up the phone?
No, put it down. The button on the bottom right.
Hello?
Hello.
How are you?
Fine. How you doing this afternoon?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing okay. I was just sitting here listening to. Let me turn my TV down a little bit so I can hear you a little bit better. Find my control, kind of cooking and doing a whole lot of other things.
A man in the kitchen. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I love being in the kitchen.
I hope you're not trying to kill no food.
No, but hold on, because I got healthy friends that done passed. So I don't think it matters what you eat somewhat. It's good to get your vegetables and spinach. A lot of people don't eat spinach and carrots and all that other stuff, beets and stuff, you know. And my grandmother, I love her. She just passed. She's 88 years old, and she took care of herself for 88 years.
That's wonderful.
You know, so as long as you eat right, like the gentleman said, you exercise and you jog. I see people jogging early in the morning or late in the evening at 100 degrees, he said, and drink a lot of water. You burn all that off. You can eat and still burn all that stuff off. So it's good to eat healthy, but, you know, you still should be able to eat the stuff that you still want to eat as well. You know, so I'm a man in the kitchen. I cook for my wife. She haven't got home yet, but I'm waiting for her to get home. I cook. I mostly try to bake stuff, you know. And
there you go. That's an alternative.
Yeah, it is. You know, and I'm thinking about, you know, starting a little garden. You see, you were saying about gardening and stuff like that.
I'm telling you.
Save money.
Oh, you know what?
Actually, I just got back from Atlanta, and I went to the grocery store here, and the prices and it's ridiculous. And then you get these little small tomatoes. It's not the big fat tomatoes anymore. I mean, it's just bringing anything to the store. You know, understand that? So it's bad. And you're not really you're not paying for what you need to be getting. So that's why it's good to have a garden and grow your own stuff, because you know what you're getting. So I wanted to bring that out, and y'all keep doing what you're doing. Stay blessed, and gentlemen on the right side, stay jogging. You look young. You might be older than I am. I'm only 40 years old. You look like you're in your 30s. But you keep doing what you're doing, and God bless both of y'all, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Wasn't that great? Listen, baking is very, very good and nutritional. And to avoid greasy foods, because grease fossilizes in the kidneys and bladder and become kidney stones and bladder stones, you know, and gallbladder stones.
You know what I came across one time? It amazed me. It took all the stuff out. We were drilling over in Jersey. It was about 800 feet down. We had drilled 100. We had drilled like 100, 850-foot holes. So every time we get about 700 and 20 or 30 feet or something like that will run into a forest. Every time.
Is that right?
A forest. And you know you would run into a forest because wood chips start coming up out the hole. Wow. Wood would just be rolling up out. So I was always into the thing that, now that stuff had to be, something had overturned in Jersey. That might have been Triassic, I'm not clear.
Okay.
But this was not petrified wood. This was wood. I mean, it was so much, it was wood that we had to do 100 holes. So you would hit a different trees, you know, so you'll see a different grain of wood, you know, and that was just so, I mean, I would gather up some bags. I had bags of wood.
Have you read the stories about the primordial beginning when people who used to live in what they call a menta?
What, the dome cities?
It's the underground cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just easy living, just something to live in. Nothing to write home about.
This planet is so big. People can be living in the inner core, not where the molten lava is, but in caverns. You know, we're considered the people who dwell on the surface. We're surface dwellers.
That's kind of, you see, what happens is that the oil that comes from the ground 5 or 6 miles down was the surface.
Okay.
Clear. Get clear now. That was the surface. The oil is broken down products. It was trees and stuff. So the trees ain't go down there. That was the surface.
That was the surface.
That was the surface. At some point in the future, I will be high octane gas in somebody's tank.
Really?
Oh, it's cycle.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I mean, I'm high octane, baby.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Talk about that high octane person named Baba Muktananda that you met.
Understandings of things and how you glean, what you think could be, is fine. Muktananda brought the deal in about what he brought was some knowledge that some things are supposed to be kept close to the vest. You don't let everything out. You don't let them know it all. Like some people that I've been with, one of their most precious commodities is their language. Make sure you don't understand their language, then you don't know what they're saying.
That's true.
Yeah. So,
that's true.
So to bring about the secrets, and the Hindu guys, they be rolling with 25,000 year background, 250,000 year backgrounds, and they talk about it. Now, this was called the Blue Planet. They said 250,000 years ago or more.
This is called a blue pearl.
Now how do you say this is a blue pearl and you walking on the ground here? You had to see something from out there.
Well, you know, when I went to the ashram in South Fallsburg, I did a meditation and I saw the blue pearl. I mean, and it's a dazzling blue pearl.
And that's this.
Right.
And this is what you are part of. See, this is indivisible. There is, you don't get up out of here. This is it. We are walking, talking earth. This is us. This is us.
We are the flower of life.
Yeah, we on the one.
We are on the water. We are the lotuses. Wake up, everybody. You are not who you think you are. You've taken on other identities. And it's time to wake up from your slumber. I make a suggestion to you. Begin to meditate on yourself, the supreme self, the one and only creator of all that exists. And know that you're connected to the entire universe. And somehow you got lost. But now it's time to return to your original state.
That's a Sankofa.
Right. Come back to your original, dynamic, wonderful, loving, kind, generous, and happy self by doing some really basic things. Bathe often, 2 or 3 times a day. Begin to clean off not just your physical body, but your spiritual body. Change your vibration. Sing a new song. Create new sentence structures. Eliminate all those broken dreams and ideas and the dysfunction, the anxiety, the fear of the doubt. This is no good. And tune in next week. We're going to talk about how to do those things. I say unto you, peace. Hotel.
Hotel.